Hi everyone, happy Friday. Hope you've had a good week. Today I wanted to bring you a video that you can use after you go on a run to really start to stretch things out. On my own runs, I've noticed that there are loads more people out there jogging and running during the lockdown, which is great that people have used this time to get into being more active and doing more exercise. So I wanted to share this little routine that I've used for years after my runs because it targets the hamstrings, the quads, the hip flexors, and it gives your back a little bit of a stretch as well. Let's get started. So we're going to start in a tabletop position, taking a moment to stack the shoulders above the wrists, hips above the knees, and you want to have a little bend in the elbows so that you're not locking out through the elbow joints. And begin by taking the right leg back behind you, but keeping the right toes on the floor. And then start to press that right heel towards the back of the room so you get a really deep stretch into the calf. And stay here for a few breaths. And then come back to your neutral tabletop position. And we'll take that to the other side. Sending left leg back, tucking the toes under and pressing your left heel to the back of the room. If you get any pinching to the back of the knee, just soften out a little bit. You really do want to feel this in the calf muscle rather than up towards the hamstrings or in the muscle attachments. And come back to your neutral tabletop position. Walk the hands about a hand's length forward, tuck the toes under, and press back to downward facing dog. And if you're feeling a little bit stiff after your run, it can feel really nice just to bend one knee, bend the other knee, and pedal through the feet. And then come to stillness. And take a walk up to your hands, really slow and gentle. Lift halfway up, create a flat back, softening the knee joints, gliding the shoulder blades down towards your hips. Full breath in here. Bow forwards. Rise all the way up, sweep the arms up to the sky, tucking tailbone under. Dive forward over the legs, arms wide. Inhale, lift halfway. Plant hands to the mat and step straight back to your down dog. And then from here, bring the feet together to touch at the back of the mat. Lift the right leg up, keeping the hips really square. So a good way to check this is just to ensure that your right big toe is pointing straight down, 12 o'clock, and not kind of outwardly rotating. And then from here, pull the right knee in towards the nose. Softly step that foot between your hands, drop the left kneecap down onto the mat. And so for me, my hip flexors, so the front of the left thigh, tend to get really tight after I run. So this is a really nice one just to stay in for a little while and sink the hips towards the floor. Then from here, start to straighten the right leg. Draw the right toes back towards your face and press the heel away from you. So this might be enough of a stretch for your hamstring. If you want to go a little bit deeper, you can scooch that right foot a little bit further forward and start to fold forward over that right leg. And then from here, re-bend into the right knee. We're going to stretch out the glutes from here by coming into half pigeon pose. So heel toe that right foot over so it's sitting behind the left wrist and bring your right hip down onto the ground. If you need to support beneath the right hip just to plug the gap between the hip and the floor, you can use a cushion like so, or you can use a blanket, anything you have handy. If this is enough of a stretch into the right butt cheek, stay here. Or start to fold the upper body forward to go a bit deeper. You want to stay here for as long as it feels necessary, really. Some days that might be a minute, some days that might be 3 minutes. So really listen to what your body needs. And when you're done with that one, walk yourself back up onto the hands. And we're going to go for a quad stretch. So drawing that left heel, in towards the left glutes. Rotate the upper body round to the left and catch that left foot with your left hand. If you can't quite reach, you can use a strap or dressing gown cord, anything like that. And then from here, get a really firm grip onto that foot and start to draw left heel towards your bum. So I'm quite tight in my quads and my hip flexors today, so it's not going to come very close to my bum. As long as you're feeling something and feeling the stretch, that's really what we're looking for. And then release out of that one and step back to your downward facing dog. Take a huge breath in and a long sigh out through the mouth. Bring the feet together to touch at the back of your mat. Lift the left leg. Again, just double checking that the hips are square by ensuring left toes pointing straight down towards the ground. Pull the lower belly in as you draw left knee towards the nose. Softly step left foot between the hands. Drop the right knee down onto the yoga mat. Again, giving yourself a moment to really sink into the hips. This time looking for a stretch to the front of the right thigh. You might even feel this a little bit to the inner thighs and the groin area. I know I do. And then from here, start to straighten out the left leg. Curl the left toes back towards your face. And feeling this stretch along the back of the left thigh. If you can't get that left leg all the way straight, take a little bend in the knee. That's okay. Another thing you can do if this is too far forward is bring your hands up onto blocks or cushions just to give yourself that support. And then from here, re-bend the left knee. Walk your hands down to frame the left foot. And we'll come into a half pigeon stretch from here. So scooching the left foot behind the left wrist and bringing the left hip down onto the mat. Try and keep your hips square in this one. The tendency can be to roll over a bit like this onto the left hip. Try and keep it square. And then choose to stay here, using support under the left hip if you need, or fold forwards, coming onto the forearms, or resting the forehead all the way down. And the key in this pose is to really relax through the breath. So paying extra attention to your exhales, using those long exhales to calm the body, calm the mind. And when you're ready, come all the way out of this one. Start to bend the right knee behind you, and staying soft through that left elbow. Rotate the upper body to the right and catch a hold of your right foot. So at the moment, I'm holding the inside of the right foot. And then as I turn my body forwards, for me, it feels better to hold on to the outside of the foot, but do find out and do experiment with what works for you. And then start to draw the right heel towards the right butt cheek to feel that stretch into the quadriceps. And then from here, soften out of this one and bring that right leg around to the front and bring the soles of the feet together. I'm going to shimmy around so you guys can see me a little bit better. Draw the heels quite close to the groin. So we're going for a groin and inner thigh stretch now. If you have fairly tight hips, your knees might be up here. If you're open, your knees could be down here. It really doesn't matter too much, just as long as you're feeling something to the inner thighs. Then hold onto your feet as if you are opening a book. Ground down through the sit bones, relax the shoulders. And we're going to butterfly the legs. When you're ready, come to stillness out of this one. Inhale to lengthen through the spine, draw the upper arm bones back. And then start to hinge forward from the hips. We're not necessarily looking to come really deep into this forward fold. What we're looking for is sensation. So it may only be a few inches and that's enough. You stay there and you're good. If you want to come deeper, do so consciously and mindfully, only going to about 70% of what's available to you in the stretch. When you're done with that one, come all the way up. And that's it. That's your post-running stretch out yoga routine. I hope you enjoyed it. Doesn't just have to be for runners, of course, but it's really freeing for the legs. So if you've done a big walk, if you're doing lots of cycling, then give it a go. See how you feel afterwards. I am teaching tomorrow, Saturday, the 30th of June. If you want to sign up to that, then drop me a message. I also running classes on Tuesday evenings, so if you'd like any more information, let me know. Otherwise, see you soon. Happy weekend, everyone.